Hello and welcome to another episode of Wisdom Wednesday from beautiful Austin, Texas. Hi, I'm Mark Sweeney, Chief Dentist and owner of Austin Dental Spa here in Austin, where we had a little cold front today after being up in the 70s last week. It dropped into the 40s this week. At least this morning it was 45 when I got up. Now it's back up near 60, almost into the 70s. So that's a cold front in Texas, not like the cold front we had 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago where it dropped down into single digits, but we called it Snowmageddon here. But it's beautiful Texas spring weather. The bluebonnets are starting to come out, and as you may know, if you've watched other versions of Wisdom Wednesday on April, we have a theme every month, and our theme this month is Hop on Board. Hop on board, not the train, but the health train. We're hopping on board, helping you have a healthier April. And I won't give away the theme for May, but it might have something to do with the 5th day of May. But that's more to come. We got another week left in April. So while we're talking about hopping on board the health train, something I've been talking about since this whole pandemic stuff started back in February, March last year, is about the only things you had control of is who you hung around, how long you hung around them, and how to boost your immune system. Well, there's only a couple of things you can do to boost your immune system, and it's exercise regularly, get some sunshine because that helps your body synthesize vitamin D, and to take supplement vitamins. We were just coming out of winter last year. Everybody gets low in vitamin D during the winter unless you take breaks and go to someplace sunny and stay outside in the sun for at least an hour a day so that your skin can synthesize vitamin D. Otherwise, if you're in a cold, dark climate or you're staying indoors mostly, you need to supplement with vitamin D. And subsequently to me talking about that last year, they have now found that a significant number of the people who have either been hospitalized or died from COVID, SARS-2, had vitamin D deficiency. Imagine that. So vitamin C, vitamin D, and a little bit of zinc, those three combined will boost your immune system, and it's cheap and easy, $20 a month, and you can buy those. They sell them at your grocery store in the supplements section, so there's no downside to it. If your body doesn't need the vitamin C or vitamin D, it just flushes it on through, so you can't really overdose on it, but your body will take what it needs. And I'll guarantee you right now, coming out of winter, everybody's a little low in vitamin D. So get out in the sun, exercise, and take your vitamin D supplements. And I wonder why Anthony Fauci and all those other medical experts are not talking about boosting your immune system. Even with vaccinations out, COVID is still around. There's still some hotbeds in the United States that numbers are actually going up instead of down. The vaccines pretty much guarantee you're not going to end up in the hospital or die from COVID, but you still could get it and get roughly the same symptoms as the flu or a bad cold. So why even mess with it? Just boost your immune system and you have even less to worry about with it. So off my soapbox for that, but boost your immune system. And now we're going to have a little fun today because we came across an article about 6 strange health tips. I don't agree with at least one of them, but these actually came off the internet, so you know that they're true. They actually, I'll give you the reference points for these, and they're from health journals that are online. The first one, drink coffee and have a better nap. Really? Well, these Japanese researchers very recently found that if you drink a cup of coffee, which has about 200 milligrams, 200 milligrams of caffeine in it, right, and then take a 20-minute nap. Now, 20 minutes is not a very long nap. They're not talking 2 hours. It would be a little different results. But in Japan, apparently, they take these power naps. And so they said they did their study, and they found that the adults who drank a cup of coffee and then did a 20-minute nap actually woke up more refreshed than people who did not have caffeine in their systems. Why is that? Because when you're asleep, even for a 20-minute nap, your body flushes out an enzyme called adenosine or adenosine, and caffeine also suppresses that. So, but caffeine stimulates your system. So when you wake up from that 20-minute nap, you have just flushed your body out of adenosine, and then the caffeine is a stimulant and kind of props you back up. So interesting concept, but the key is, hey, any longer than a 20-minute nap, and this is probably going to have just the opposite effect, that the coffee is going to keep you from sleeping more than maybe 20 minutes. But apparently it takes about 20 minutes for the caffeine in a cup of coffee to kick in and take effect. So you got to combine those two things, a cup of coffee and only a 20 or 30-minute nap. And I can buy that one. Okay, number 2, this is the one I disagree with. For healthy teeth, don't brush after eating. And this is actually a dentist who is the immediate past president of the American Academy of General Dentistry. He agreed with this. He said that citrus fruits like sports drinks, tomatoes, sodas, both regular and diet, can soften tooth enamel like wet sandstone, says Howard R. Gamble, the past president of the American Academy of General Dentistry. So brushing your teeth at this stage, right after you've eaten these things, and your teeth have softened a little bit, can speed up acid's effect on your enamel and erode the layer underneath. He says wait 30 to 60 minutes before brushing. I say better to get that stuff off of your teeth before it can cause that wet sandstone thing. So that one I kind of disagree with. In fact, we'll eject that one. Okay, number 3, to wear a smaller size, gain weight. Now, there's a caveat here. They're talking about muscle weight versus fat. A pound of muscle and a pound of fat, obviously both weigh a pound, but a pound of muscle takes up less space because muscle is denser and fat is expansive. So if I took my shirt off, I could show you. But a 150-pound woman who works out and a 150-pound woman who is sedentary are going to have at least one, if not 2 dress sizes difference, because the one who works out has more muscle mass. So more of that 150 pounds is made up of muscle. Same with an 180-pound guy. If he's muscular, he's going to have a smaller waist size than a 180-pound man who never works out, because fat takes up more space. So that one I buy. The next one, kind of along the same lines. To eat less, eat more. Now this one I had a little trouble buying, but it says if you eat small meals, little snacks during the day, it actually doesn't totally satiate you, so you're more hungry all day long. And so you should eat larger meals and fewer a day. I think every weightlifter on the planet, or every power lifter and bodybuilder on the planet that eats every 90 minutes, small amounts, would disagree with that one. So I'm saying we eject that one too. Number 5, skip energy drinks when you're tired. Energy drinks, this one I buy. Energy drinks contain up to 5 times more caffeine than coffee. Some of them even more. Those Jolt Colas and the 5-hour, whatever it's called, 5-hour energy drink, they're loaded with sugar and caffeine. And so energy drinks also contain high levels of taurine, a central nervous system stimulant, and up to 50 grams of sugar per can. Just for your information, 50 grams of sugar would be 13 teaspoons of sugar, solid sugar. So the sweet stuff spikes your blood sugar temporarily, only to crash soon after, leaving you sluggish and froggy-headed and reaching for another energy drink. So there's number 5. I eject that one. Number 6, drink a hot beverage to cool off. Now this one I found interesting. Again, this is Japanese research, but they said if you're hot in the summertime and you drink hot tea or hot coffee, your body immediately senses that heat and makes you start sweating, which then cools you off. A little bit of reverse psychology on that one, but I do see people getting iced coffee, and they did the study by giving people iced coffee versus hot coffee, and the people that were already hot in the summertime and drank the hot coffee actually cooled off faster than the people who drank the iced coffee. So something to experiment with as the temperature climbs up towards 100 degrees. I don't know if I buy that one or not, but I thought it was another one of the 6 strange health tips. So do what you want with that information. I hope it's been helpful. If nothing else, it's been kind of silly and interesting, and it just shows you what's out there on the internet. I hope you have a great week, and we're winding up April, so I hope you got your taxes in on the 15th. I think the government gave us an extension because of COVID, one of the few good things that's come out of COVID. And so have a great week, and I'll see you again for another version of Wisdom Wednesday next week. Hop on board.